Hello everyone, it's Elizabeth. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, it's so nice to have you. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my winter nail care routine, so everything I do on a daily basis, weekly basis, to any tips and tricks that I have for keeping nice hands and nails during the cold winter months. I live in an area where it's cold at least half of the year, so I, for several years now, have had to kind of curate a routine that is sustainable in a colder climate to make sure that my hands and cuticles and nails are super nice and healthy and hydrated instead of dry and cracked and gross. So if you are interested in seeing my routine and tips and tricks, then just keep on watching. So I'm going to start by sharing my weekly routine and things that I would do less on a daily basis and more of just like a weekly routine basis. The first thing that I would do is remove my nail polish. So right now I'm wearing Zoya's Storm, and I've had this nail polish on for exactly a week now, and I used the new Zoya Glossy Seal Top Coat, and I am super impressed. I do have some chipping right here and like some chipping on my other hand, but that was totally on me. Like, it was me chipping the nails, and you can see that the rest of them have just slight tip wear but no chipping, which I'm super impressed with. So I do really love this top coat, and I didn't reapply the top coat at all during the week, and you can see that is still super glossy and shiny. So I am a really big fan of the Glossy Seal top coat. If you guys would like a full review of the top coat from me, I can definitely do that, but I really do love it, so spoiler alert. But the first thing that I'm going to do is remove my nail polish. I do use 100% pure acetone. I find that it removes my nail polish super quickly. It is super drying, and even more so in the winter time, but it is just super effective, and I love anything that is super efficient and gets my nail polish off quickly, especially this one because it has some fine holographic glitter pieces in there, and sometimes glitter is a little more difficult to remove. So when I remove my nail polish, this is just something that I like to do, is I take a larger cotton ball and I just break it up into smaller pieces. And then once I have like 5 little small cotton ball pieces, I will just take some of the acetone, mine's in a little pump, and then I will put a little cotton ball piece on each of my nails, and then I'll let them sit there for a few seconds, and since it's just normal nail polish and not gel, after the few seconds it will be ready to just wipe completely off. So I'll just wait a few seconds and then I can just wipe it off. See how amazing acetone is? I love how fast it is, even though it is super dehydrating to your nails. But don't worry, in this video I'm going to give you all the tips for how to prevent the dehydration from causing any harm to your nails. And boom, that's how quickly acetone removes your nail polish. Okay, so now that the nail polish is off of both of my hands, you can really see the dryness on my nails and around my cuticles left from the acetone. So I'm going to go ahead and wash my hands before going any further with my nail care routine. But one of the tips that I find super helpful, especially in the winter time, but honestly all year round, is exfoliating your hands and cuticles at least once a week. And in the winter, I do it sometimes 2 to 3 times a week. You don't want to over exfoliate, but you also want to make sure that you are exfoliating because it helps get rid of the dead skin cells and it will leave your hands nice and soft. So then when you apply lotion or any cuticle butters, oils later on, they're better absorbed into the skin. So the sugar scrub, I recommend a sugar scrub, and the one that I really love is from the Zoya brand Qtica. A couple years ago, they sent me a ton of their sugar scrubs, so I'm still kind of working through all of their different scents, but I do really love them. But if you're not really in the market for purchasing a sugar scrub, you can also make one yourself. So this is one that my mom's coworker actually gave to her as a Christmas gift, but my mom gave it to me because she knows how much I love like hand and skincare. I've actually been using this one on my entire body, but it's super helpful for my hands and nails as well. So this is a DIY pumpkin sugar scrub. So basically the basic ingredients are sugar, coconut oil, and then there's like some of like the pumpkin allspice in there to make it smell really nice. But honestly, if you just wanted to make your own sugar scrub just with some sugar and coconut oil, you definitely could, and it's going to be just as effective in my opinion. I will try to find the recipe for this particular one if you're interested, and then I will leave it in the description box. But really any scrub that you have, like a sugar scrub, is going to be great for your hands to make sure they're nice and exfoliated. And what I recommend is while your hands are still wet from washing your hands, then you can use the sugar scrub. You don't want to use a scrub just on your dry hands. You want to make sure that they are a little bit wet. So after I wash my hands, I'm going to use the sugar scrub, and then I will be right back with my nice exfoliated hands. Okay, so now that my hands are washed and exfoliated, I'm going to put on some lotion. And the one that I've really been loving for daily use and for multiple times during the day use is this Clinique Deep Comfort Hand and Cuticle Cream. This is a really nice cream because it is pretty like thick, but it's also not super thick. It is still lightweight, so it's really easily absorbed into the skin. You only need a small amount, and it's super hydrating. So I usually just put some on the back of one of my hands and then rub the backs of my hands together, because it's usually the backs of my hands that are super dry and not the palms of my hands. So I want to make sure that most of the lotion gets absorbed there. And then once it is mostly on the backs of my hands, I will just, there's a glitter there, rub my hands together and work the lotion all the way up to the cuticles. And then I will massage the cream into my cuticles. Now, with the winter upon us and also the pandemic, unfortunately, we're washing our hands and being exposed to colder climates and more drying things all the time. So what I like to do is, if not every time I wash my hands, because I am washing my hands a lot, but almost every time after I wash my hands, I will have a lotion by the sink or in my room, wherever I'm headed towards next. So then I can just reapply the lotion, and that is one of the best tips to make sure that you keep your hands really soft and hydrated, especially with your cuticles as well. So this is a really great lotion. It is on the more expensive side, I will say. I think it's worth it, but if it's not worth it to you, I know Bath & Body has some really nice hand lotions that are a little bit on the less expensive side. I know you can also get some hand lotions at Walmart as well. Sometimes I even just use my Aveeno body lotion on my hands after I've washed my hands, but it is super important to keep your hands and cuticles moisturized after you've been washing your hands, especially, like I said, during the pandemic, and now that we're in the winter, it's going to be a lot easier for your hands to get dry and cracked. Recently, I've also been getting questions about if I cut my cuticles or anything like that. I don't. I think after years and years of like pushing my cuticles back and painting my nails, my cuticles have just been trained not to grow, I guess. I don't know. But one thing that I will do while my hands are still soft and moisturized is I will just take one of these cuticle pushers and really gently just push my cuticles back. Another thing that I like to do is a couple times a week while I'm in the shower, while my skin is really soft, is just to take my thumb and also push the cuticles back on each hand. But I am really lucky that I have cuticles that are very easily managed. If you are not so lucky, I would recommend the shower technique, as well as getting a liquid cuticle remover, leaving it on your cuticles for a few seconds, and then gently scraping the cuticle skin off. But otherwise, basically all I do is just gently push my cuticles back, and I'm lucky that that's all I really have to do cuticle wise. And then the next thing that I will do is apply a nice base coat. So since I'm not going to be painting my nails right away, I will be just using a nail strengthener. I love OPI Nail Envy. I've used so many bottles of this formula because it's a nail strengthener. It's not a hardener. It's not going to make your nails super hard, but it's going to strengthen them, which is especially helpful in the winter season because you really don't want to be exposing your nails just to the cold climate or water or anything like that in general, but especially in the winter because your nails can get super dry and brittle and crack and break off. So I definitely recommend, even if you don't want anything on your nails, I definitely recommend putting on some sort of base coat just to protect your nails from the general elements. So OPI Nail Envy is the one that I love to use. And before I apply any nail polish, I do take a cleanup brush and I dip it into some acetone and I clean my nail beds. This may sound counterintuitive because I just hydrated my nails and now I'm going to be dehydrating them again. But I'm only using the brush to dehydrate my nail bed, and the nail bed is where I'm going to be applying the nail strengthener anyway. But if I don't properly prep the nail bed, the nail strengthener is not going to stick to the surface of the nail, and then it's going to be completely pointless. So that is what I'm doing, but also you can see that the skin around my nails and cuticles is still really hydrated, and then my nail beds are prepped and ready for the strengthener. So I'm just going to be applying a coat of the Nail Envy to all of my nails, making sure I'm wrapping the tips. So this is the one base coat that I can just wear on its own, and it gives my natural nails really beautiful shine and also protects them. But I can also use this as a base coat, and then I can apply any color of nail polish or nail art on top of this base coat, so it's super versatile. And another thing is how I file my nails. It really just depends. I decided that my nails actually looked really nice this week, so I didn't need to file them. But if you're going to file your nails, just file however you prefer. I really like the Olive and June nail file. I know it's not a glass nail file, but I find that if I just file in one direction, my nails stay super healthy, so that's what I recommend. But yeah, so now that the base coat is on, I am going to let it dry, and then I'll walk you through my daily/nightly routine, the things that I will do to keep my nails and cuticles looking super healthy and soft. So it is now nighttime. My base polish is completely dry, and again, like I said, you could definitely paint your nails whatever color you wanted or whatever, just as long as your natural nails are protected from the elements. But I'm just going to leave a base coat on because I think I'm going to film some more videos tomorrow and later this week, and it involves me swatching nail polishes and doing different things, so I didn't want like a full manicure on. But for the nighttime, what I like to do is I usually just watch TikTok or like a YouTube video to kind of unwind, which I know isn't super healthy. You probably shouldn't be like having a lot of screen time right before bed, but it is a habit I'm really trying to break. But I usually watch something while I'm doing like my nail care routine. It is just kind of like my unwinding time. So the first product that I will use is the Neutrogena Norwegian Formula hand cream. In almost every single nail care routine video I've made on my YouTube channel, this has been the lotion that I always recommend. You can get this at Walmart. It is pretty cheap, I think only like $5 or $6, and it's literally insane how amazing this stuff works. So it is a super thick lotion, but again, with like the other cream, I just apply a little bit to the back of my hand and then rub the backs of my hands together. Now it is a super thick cream, but once you start getting it working, it will warm up a little bit in your hands and then start to really hydrate them, and you can really feel like the instant relief your hands get. I remember when I was little and my mom first let me use this lotion, because I used to like be playing outside and I'd have horrible cracks that would bleed on my hands from being so dry. This lotion was like the only thing that would hydrate them, so I definitely recommend this lotion. And then again, just like with the other cream that I used, I like to rub a little bit of it into my cuticles just to make sure that they're nice and hydrated as well. And then once I have that cream on, I will then move on to cuticle butter. This is the Burt's Bees Lemon Butter Cuticle Cream. It smells amazing and it works super well. So I'll usually just take the thumbnail of my opposite hand, get some of the cream, and then I will put just a little bit on each cuticle, rub it in, and then individually make sure each cuticle is massaged and cared for. So then I will just let that soak in for a few seconds. And then the final product that I will use is the amazing Cuticle Buddy Cuticle Oil from NBM. I have been using the peppermint one during the winter season because it just kind of smells like Christmas and the holidays. And this oil, no matter what scent you get, is just fantastic. It is super quickly absorbed into your cuticles, but it keeps them nice and hydrated and healthy no matter what the season. I used these during the summer when they first came out, and I've been using them ever since. They're insane. This is not sponsored in any way. I just really love this cuticle oil. So I'll just put a little bit on each cuticle, rub it in. And one thing that I do like to make sure that I do is get like any cuticle butter or cuticle oil underneath my nail as well to make sure that that stays nice and hydrated. And then one of my favorite tips that I really only do during the winter time is at night when I am ready to go to sleep and I want to make sure that my hands stay nice and soft, especially if your house is super dry, I will put on my gloves to sleep in. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but it makes sure that the moisture that you've just put on your hands stays locked in, so then when you wake up the next day, your hands are super soft. If you've never tried this, I know it sounds crazy, but you need to try it because you will be blown away when you take the glove off in the morning at how insanely soft and smooth your hands are. I know it's kind of like sleeping with socks on, and a lot of people are against sleeping with socks on, but let me tell you, I also sleep with socks on because I will sometimes put lotion on my feet as well and then put socks on and sleep with the socks on, and when you take them off in the morning, your feet are super soft and hydrated, so that is like my #1 tip that I recommend. So I am going to head off to bed, but I hope this video helped you guys because I know that when I was trying to figure out a routine, like products were overwhelming me, and I used to watch YouTube videos of like winter nail care routines, and I am glad that I finally found what works for me, and hopefully these tips kind of help you because no matter what products you use, I think it's just a matter of making sure that you keep your hands nice and hydrated throughout the day, and then maybe using a thicker cream at night, and definitely wearing gloves to bed. I promise you it's going to change your life. And if it doesn't change your life, let me know in the comments, and let me know if you've tried any of these tips and if you have any tips for me because I'm always open to learning from you guys. I love to know what products you guys use and any tips that you may have and things like that. So hopefully this video helped you. If it did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.